and also a Jaylen Brunson 42-point masterclass. He took over this ball game, man, and said, "I'm the real MVP of this league." Right, that's an MVP type performance we just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hyped. One of the best wins of the year. Let's get ready to chop this thing up with the best chat in the biz. Whew. Man, shout out to everyone out here, Knicks Nation, Replay Squad, late night West Coast. These are the wins that you're glad that you watched live, because this one was special. Special win, and the way the New York Knicks did it as a team effort, go 13 games above 500 now. They win 98-91. It was close down the stretch. We did it with stops. Kings went cold in the fourth, and the Knicks bench gave us huge minutes. Alec Burks showed up tonight. Bojan Bogdanovic showed up late, right, in the nick of time to give the starters some support as well. And the starters closed the deal tonight. The starters closed it out after the bench helped get a little bit of separation early in that fourth, right? But Jaylen Brunson, man, put the team on his back and closed it out. But the grittiness of Isaiah Hartenstein to battle, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, everyone was swarming the glass and leaving it all out there tonight. Guys, absolutely godly performance tonight from JB. And he becomes, according to MSG Networks, the fourth Knick in franchise history to score back-to-back 40-plus point games. Man, salute. He's in elite Knicks company if he wasn't already. But these are the types of performances that elevate you, into that stratosphere, ladies and gentlemen, man. It's just a shame this was the 10 p.m. tip late on the West Coast. Some people would have missed it, but hey, by the time you're watching this, man, you're hyped still. And of course, the New York Knicks are well or truly on their way, man, to a successful road trip, right? As we race up the East now, we've got some news. We've got to talk about what's happening with Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell is going to miss some time, right? He returned too soon. The knee's not quite right. And Cleveland lost tonight as well. So we'll look at the standings later after giving out the game ball and the grades, fam, and chop this thing up with the best chat in the biz. Shout out Replay Squad as well. Smash that like button. Guys, how you feeling? I'm catching my breath. That was an awesome game. Frustrations as well, also throughout the night, of course, as the New York Knicks battled, the refereeing. We'll see the free throw discrepancy, fam. It was horrendous. And Jaylen Brunson only shot his second free throw, right, late in the fourth quarter, right? Let that sink in. It was unbelievable. But 3-point shooting, the New York Knicks could only muster 28%, but 42% from the field, right? 13 turnovers. But look at the blocks. 10 blocks to the Kings 5. We did it on defense, right? Gritty play. The Knicks swarmed Sabonis in the paint, and it was multiple efforts, tonight on the glass as well. We out-physicaled them, right? This is a true Tom Thibodeau type game and a Tibbs type team that got the dub tonight as well. Just sheer grit, and the Knicks wanted it more, and we executed as well. So we're going to give a shout out to Burks Bogey later as well after we've done giving out the grades for the starters. But yeah, I thought this was a real team effort. We needed some guys to step up. There was some follies. There were stretches where Bogey was missing a couple threes that would have really given the Knicks momentum, fam. But at that point, we just needed to stay in it, and we got stops, and we kept rallying. Malik Monk went cold, thankfully, and they were getting extra free throws. But the Knicks, they stuck with it. You see the fire and desire from JB. He was going back and forth at the officials, right? But he was feeling it. 2 games now back-to-back, 40-point games. Awesome. Shout out, chat. Let's go on a huge streak. CAA Mafia, 16-game win streak to end the season. Salute. We will not be denied. Big task. Cali, Cookin, I've got in the caption now. These guys are locked in. Yeah, like Buzzerbeater's saying, this is a good replay game to look back on, man. That fourth quarter was all grit, New York grit. Great win on the road. DeMario, go Knicks. We're 13 games above 500. We really needed this one, man. Orlando won. Philly won. And I wasn't allowing myself to think if we were going to lose, but we pulled it out. And we knew how important it was, too, as well. Mardis God, Burks cooked. He did. Burks cooked tonight, man. Maybe he's going to find his rhythm now, find his groove, which is great. Great timing. We're going to need some more performances just like that. And how huge was JB down the stretch, man? J Boogie in the building, man. Rocking out. We're buzzing. We're about to be a problem, as you said, man. Mitch on his way back. Shout out to OG, for gritting through this performance. He clearly looked hampered with the soreness, but it's nothing that's going to keep him out of games. I think at this point he's gritting it out, and he played meaningful minutes. Tonight defensively was big, offensively couldn't hit the shots. I'm going to think that it's just an adjustment that's going to come with some more comfortability reps and all of that. Obviously the elbow is he's wearing the guard as well on there. But rebounds, man, 60 to 53, trademark win for the Knicks. 19 assists. We needed to do it moving the ball. Isaiah Hartenstein, man, what can I say about him? He found Brunson on a killer cut as well. Bogdanovic, yeah, we executed. We out-executed the Sacramento Kings, who are a playoff team out west, and that's big, So I think we are really starting to, to gel. OG Anunoby's back and not hitting shots, but we're now 15-2 since OG's been a Knick, right? And that's insane when you think about it, right? He is so important to this team. We're great with the sum of our parts together, giving Brunson the support, defensively. I like the way this roster is constructed. You surround a bunch of you surround Brunson with a bunch of dogs, some guys that can hit shots as well. And we probably don't win this ball game without Burks and Bogey, to hit some shots. Devo didn't really have a great close to the game offensively. And we needed the bench to step up. Deuce Miles McBride as well. Precious Achua coming off our bench now. And reinforcements on the way. Man, keep the buzz coming, man. I see you, chat. Great win, man. One of the best of the season, in my opinion. Overcoming an insane free throw discrepancy. I'm going to bring that up just to see the final numbers, man, with the free throw discrepancy. They were talking about it on the call. Monica McNutt, shout out. Great job again on her second game on the call. So free throws, the Knicks shot 16 to the Sacramento Kings 26. There you go, man. That was crazy. We know Adam Silver, is denied, giving the NBA officials a memo, to let some physical play go. And he denied it, but it's pretty clear. The Knicks beat is talking about it right now as well. The play was way too physical. In terms of fouls not being called. I like a physical game, but it's got to be consistent. And Brunson was not getting the right call. He was not getting the same call as Sabonis, Fox, and these other guys, man. 10 free throws in discrepancy, right? Tonight Brunson was living in the paint, and he was killing them, man. He loves the Cali Cookin out there as well. He's channeling Juju Randle's energy, because Randle usually cooks on the West Coast as well. Fam. Yeah, Burks Bogey rewound the clock, fam, tonight. Yeah, Burks looked like he was 26. Bogey looked like he was 30. Good point, man. They're shooters, and you know what they say, man. Shooters are gonna shoot. Sometimes those shots have got to go down. And finally, we saw tonight, man. Bogey 4 of 11. 9 points, plus 7. Alec Burks, 4 of 10, 12 points, plus 13. So, big in the plus minus tonight as we give out the first grade and the game ball for this huge win, 98-91 in Sacramento. It's always great to win on the West Coast, but in Cali as well. You know, these wins don't come easy, right? But now we got the MVP. These wins are really, really possible. You know, we play as a team. I thought, you know, we never really got out of this game as well. You know, sometimes on the road, we usually go down 10. You know, in years past, you know, we might go down 8 and have to rally. But no, the New York Knicks' biggest deficit, I think, tonight was maybe 5. And we were the better team, you know, throughout the whole 48, right? And Jaylen Brunson was cooking. He had 21 points at the half. He had 33 at the end of the third as the Knicks took a narrow 1-point lead off a good closeout to that third. We got up 9 early in the third. We had to rally as the Kings fought all the way back. This was a huge game of runs, and it was just a gritty game. It wasn't a good offensive game, as the score suggests, you know, 98-91. But we found different ways to win. You know, Sabonis got his points, but Isaiah Hartenstein helped neutralize it too, fam. So another A-plus performance, Gold Star MVP night for Brunson. And I repeat, the 4th Knick now in franchise history to be scoring 40-plus points back-to-back. There's only 4 New York Knicks that have done that as well, man. Could he be going for number 3 against Steph Curry in Golden State, man? Steph likes to make history when he comes to MSG. Brunson's going to go to the former Oracle, the new arena, I forget what it's called once again, but he's going to go into Golden State, and he's going to be going for 3 in a row, baby. 40-plus games as the Knicks go for their 4th straight tonight. I mean, we don't need to stew on it too long. A+++ for the MVP, man. So tonight he did it in multiple ways, as I bring up the numbers from JB. 17 of 28, man, 36 minutes. So, yeah, because the bench gave the New York Knicks good production, Brunson was able to keep his minutes down, which is good. You really notice that, you know, he came out in the 4th with extra juice because, you know, he was able to sit up until 8 minutes, I think 7 minutes, you know, because of Burks and McBride and the bench. Again, so once again, credit to them. Brunson looked a little more fresh down the stretch. 5 of 10 from 3 is on a heater. 3 of 4 from the free throw. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, ladies and gentlemen, man. Could he be on the all-defensive team as well? 6 turnovers, 42 points, +5 for your captain, Jaylen Brunson, in 36 minutes once again. You know, insane volume, man, 28 shots. But someone had to pick up the slack, really, you know, and lead this team to the dub, right? And that was Jaylen Brunson. A lot of those 3-point shots, I'm not going to lie, were timely. You know, they were daggers. They were going under the screen. They were trying to fight over the screen. Again, Brunson was locked in on both sides of the floor. You know, the numbers indicate 4 rebounds, 4 steals, right? He's not a one-way player, right? He gives you energy and effort on defense just as much as offense, right? You know, he battles through, you know, the size limitation, but he makes his presence felt, man. He's strong. He's built New York strong. And a +5 as well. Look, the 6 turnovers, again, they were hacking, they were whacking, and they were being really, really physical. They did everything but really trap Brunson, you know, and now they learn. You know, they paid the price. You know, you think on the scouting report, you know, that you can't really stop Brunson 1v1 when he's got it going. I thought they could have blitzed Brunson late, make somebody else win. But he was trying to get the shot up quick as well, which is really helpful. You know, you stew on the ball for too long, and then the help can come. But the Knicks were getting into the offense fairly quick, you know, as well. So once again, guys, JB gets the gold star, the game ball A++ performance for his grit, his effort, as well as the 42 points. and assists as well. Floor leader, floor general. We've seen this in the playoffs, guys. High tempo, high intensity. You have a guy like him on the floor late. It means the world because you can close it out. You can find the open man. He can get you dribble penetration. He can draw fouls, as well. He's just so tough to guard. I thought him holding onto that ball when he got fouled by Sabonis, that was smart. He didn't panic, into the double. He pivoted and made sure that he felt contact as well, as Sabonis couldn't do nothing but hit him in the head, as well. So he's been down in these situations down the stretch. And once again, man, he delivers in the clutch, right? Captain clutch, right, fam? Now, we only need to go 10-5 to get 50 wins, fam. As the chat's popping, Nick Yak says we're getting the 50 wins, right? Right. With every single win, it's becoming more and more likely now. Obviously, OG, the impact is huge now. 3 games back, 3 wins. Now 15-2 for the real OG to stand up. Awesome to go on this run now and pull off 3 in a row, right? We really need to end this season strong. And as I said, man, we're going to look at the standings shortly because we needed this win, right? But the story of the night really outside of the Knicks is Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell set to miss some time once again. That's going to hurt Cleveland, as we look at the standings shortly. They need to keep winning. Look at Philly. Philly are all the way down to 8th. Now, man, you can't make this up. Injuries are just killing teams right now. And we're getting guys back. We already went through that injury bug, and we're starting to get guys back, while these other teams are really struggling. Now, the next guy up on the podium is your starting big man, Isaiah Hartenstein, tonight. He'll get another game ball, right? We have to give out more than 1 game ball tonight because what a win. As we look at the numbers, man, Sabonis was the key matchup of the night, right? Isaiah Hartenstein, in just 27 minutes, guys, pulled out 14 rebounds, 4 offensive, 3 assists, 5 blocks. Man, had himself a block party by himself tonight. 7 points and a +5, 1 turnover only. Fam, 3 of 3, 100% from the field. Right, absolutely colossal tonight was Isaiah. Protecting the rim, he really looks ready to ramp up those minutes, which is great. Perfect timing. We need his energy, his rim protection, but he patrolled the paint, right? I thought we were a little out of control first half with Sabonis because, he was getting loose and we were biting on the pump fakes and stuff. But Isaiah had help too. Isaiah did a great job not fouling in the second half, kept under control, and let Sabonis basically lose it himself. He turned it over. He didn't deal with the pressure very well, and that's a credit to the whole team. But Isaiah Hartenstein, man, did a fantastic job of, controlling Sabonis late. 5 blocks, 14 rebounds. Exceptional. 3 assists as well. As I said earlier, he found guys cutting. He's a key pillar on offense as well, fam. 100% from the field and finding guys unselfish to big time win. Jay Giant in the building. Roland, what's good? Tay, salute. Big night for the New York Knicks in our season, right? Back up to 13 games above 500, man. We're buzzing right now. And like last year, man, Road Warriors was the mantra from last season. And what a fitting way that we can close out this season with this big road trip. All right. I'm really looking forward to the Golden State matchup now. They had a big game against the Lakers tonight. As I peep that score now, the Warriors won 128-121. Anthony Davis suffered an injury as well. So the Warriors are just 35-31. They're battling as well. That's going to be another great matchup in the archives, man, with Jaylen Brunson versus Steph Curry, fam. Except we can win in their building this time, man, and it's payback. time for us too. Um, but our starting big man, the grade coming up, Isaiah Hartenstein has to get an A+ tonight, man. Did everything. I mean, absolutely everything. And 27 minutes is probably the most impressive thing because, he's clearly not at 100% yet. He's close. He looks really close, but yeah, I can't wait to see him back playing, 35 minutes. Mitch, when he's back, I never expected Mitch to come back and play big minutes immediately. It's probably going to be a work in progress. But the great thing is Isaiah looks like, he's good for 30 minutes at least, and then Mitch can maybe come in and come back with 20 minutes to begin, see how it looks. But Mitch is on the West Coast with the team. He's very close to taking full contact practice. I think Mitch will be back probably right after the West Coast trip. My prediction was that maybe he'll be back for the Brooklyn game. Brooklyn, and then we got Detroit, both at MSG right after the West Coast trip. So we'll probably start to hear some news about Mitch, ramping up the workouts, things like that, man, in the nick of time, as well. So these guys are going to get help and get another brother back to help them out, which is great. Isaiah, we want to keep that Achilles fresh, too. Great job not forcing it with 27 minutes. Big time. Once again, man. Deserving of another game ball tonight, because Sabonis was the real threat, for them. I wasn't that impressed with Fox, really. I think, well, maybe I got to give the Knicks defense a little more credit as well. But yeah, Fox can struggle with some physicality. He's similar height to Brunson, but he's not as physical. He's not as strong physically, as well. So Brunson really went at that matchup, on the offensive side, right? As Brunson scored his 42 points, he went to work on Davion Mitchell there, man, put him in the spin cycle. This is probably my favorite move of the night, man. Davion Mitchell trying to D him up, right? He reach, Brunson teach. Take him to school, brother. Look at this, man, behind the back. You think a heady defender like Mitchell wouldn't bite on that, but they all want to get at Brunson, that's the thing, but he keeps showing them up. He's been doubted his whole life, continues to thrive, right? What more can you say? As the buzz starts to ramp up for All NBA, perfect performance, perfect night for Brunson to say, hey, guys, All NBA, first team, don't forget about me. 40-piece back-to-back, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody in the NBA doing that right now. So once again, shout out, guys. Also, the Knicks defense, guys. We hold the fourth team in a row under 100 as well. Michael Drake in the building. New nickname, Brunson, Iron Man Brunson. That's a great one, man. Salute. Marta Scott says we now have a guy to lock down Kuminga. Yeah, that was a tough matchup. I remember. Yep, you're on point. Talking about the Warriors matchup early at MSG. That was a really tough matchup. 6'8" Kuminga. Now we've got OG, who we do have to mention was questionable coming in. We did not find news until, about an hour before tip that OG was good to go. But yeah, he stayed true to his word. He told the reporters after last game that I'm gonna play. He was questionable. It was probably just precautionary. So I think we got a little bit of a break after the West Coast trip. And hopefully they don't go crazy with OG's minutes, right? As we talk about OG now, he's next up in the starting unit. OG, not a great night offensively. Defensively did his thing. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks, ladies and gentlemen. Was 1 of 8 from the field, 2 points, plus 6 still. So helping the team in all areas, plus 6 in the box score is big. 6 rebounds is still big. 33 minutes, 1 of 8 though. So clearly, the shooting, hopefully it's just a rhythm thing. early the third game back. He's wearing the elbow brace, now as well. Missed all four of the threes, tonight. But yeah, grittiness personified, battled through some discomfort, helped the team win. We still don't win without OG, so I don't want people to just really look at the shooting, because OG brings, you guys know he brings it on both sides, and we are 15-2 now with OG in the lineup. So I'll be really, closely looking at how he shoots, in Golden State. Hopefully he can find some more rhythm. But for tonight, man, what is your grade for OG Anunoby? I'm going to go B- tonight. Still very impactful, despite the inefficiencies. So let's get it. We continue to win with OG in the lineup. And also, yeah, he fits with the bench as well. He's still able to play his 30 minutes. We just need him fresh for the playoffs, So let's not go crazy with the minutes right now. He has a tendency to miss some games throughout a regular season. We've got a few back-to-backs to come. But the big games, I'm looking for OG. Like the chat said, against, the Kumingas. We go to Boston. That'll be a great preview for the playoffs against Tatum, Brown. We have to play the Thunder as well. Who do you think we need to guard SGA? And we also play some other tough games as well. So, yeah, OG's back. He's helping the team win, fam. It's great. Great things ahead. Yeah, man, we're keeping our fingers crossed, for OG's health, long-term health, first and foremost. As Roland says, might be the best defensive player in the NBA, OG. Yeah, 3 blocks tonight. So disruptive, guys. And he can guard 1 through 5, legit, as well. Yeah, he was the secondary help on Sabonis a lot of the time, to help Isaiah out as well in the paint. You don't just guard Sabonis by one guy, man. He was cooking in that third. We got up 9 early in the third, and then the Kings made that run. They went on a 9-1 run as well. Sabonis got loose. Yeah, the Kings were doing a good job staggering Sabonis and Fox's minutes, just like what we were doing with Randall and Brunson as well. I like doing that. It makes sense. You need one all-star on the floor, and that helped the Kings stay in the game, really. If Brunson had a little bit more offensive help, I've seen some people also tweet this out, but the Knicks would have won comfortably tonight. If Brunson had a little bit more offensive help, we would have won more easily, but we did it the hard way with defensive stops, right? So OG's back and rolling. Let's hit on the next guy, which is the big Ragu. Guys, our starting 2 guard. How did you see Dante's game tonight? Him and Hart and Brunson, it just seems like these Nova boys, they don't have any, shortage of stamina, and it really helps us, late in games, man. He's clutch in terms of loose balls, deflections, just winning those 50-50, even 30-70 balls. And Devo played 30 minutes tonight, 5 of 16, and 3 of 12 from deep, 2 of 3 from the free throw. He was one of the few Knicks to just get to the line tonight. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 15 points, -6. So DiVincenzo was the only New York Knick in the minus tonight, but it was just a -6. Right, so we're not going to hold that against him. But yeah, more of his one of his downer nights offensively, but kept the energy on defense. Was running around screens, all night, working hard to keep the engine running on offense. Buzzer beater's gone with the B for Big Ragu. Played aggressive with harassing D. Yeah, I agree. It's great to hear, the appreciation. Still, some nights he's not going to have it going offensively, especially with a high volume, in the with the also the high usage, on offense, and the energy he gives on defense as well. So he'll get a B minus for Big Ragu. And as we preview Golden State coming up, of course, Dante heads back to his former team, right, in the building against Steph. That's going to be a great matchup, guys. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully he has a huge breakout game as well. He got to feel comfortable. He knows how the Nets swish over there. But tonight, man, he hit a really deep three, which was a timely bucket. And it was a big shot at that point, man. Even when he's not shooting efficient, what Dante allows the offense to do is he stretches it out, and he forces the defender to pay attention. He's one of the best shooters of the season so far, and the defenders have to honor him respectfully as well when he's out there, and he's always running. He's kind of like a Steph, in terms of movement, and Kyle Korver alike, always moving around, which is good. Love the energy, as well, man. What a pickup it has been this season for the starting shooting guard, right? The Michael Jordan of Delaware. Let's get it, right? And that's how far we've come as a team. A guy might have a downer night, one of his downer nights, and he still gets a B minus because he's doing other things, right? We are a two-way ball club right now. Back in some teams years past, we had to win offensively only. We had to outscore teams. We were Swiss cheese D some nights, but yeah, this team's so different. So different, fam. So yeah, Brunson, game ball, A+. Isaiah Hartenstein, A+, game ball. DiVincenzo with the B-, OG B-. And the next guy we're going to talk about is Josh Hart to round out the starting five. How did you see Hart's game, man? Another huge night on the glass. Hart was critical tonight against this team running the break. Played his ball on the West Coast with the Blazers as well. He looks really comfortable on the road. He's one of those guys that helped us win in Cleveland last season. I always notice Hart. Yeah, he brings it most of the time, but he brings it even more so on the West Coast. I feel the crowd was booing him. He's playing the nemesis, which is good. He's that guy that gets under the skin of the other team. Hart was 38 minutes tonight, 2 of 7, but 13 rebounds, 1 steal and 3 assists, 9 points plus 1, and no turnovers for Hart. So that's a salute, double salute. No turnovers for Hart. 38 minutes of usage, 9 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. Right, big time as well. Defensively, we defend as a team, but Hart's one of those guys that is an underrated playmaker for me because, you look at Brunson's usage and he could be forgiven for tiring out. But when Hart, runs some of the action, it really helps out Brunson. It helps him, sort of take a few plays, where he can not be the lead initiator as well. Obviously, the bench unit loves Hart out there too, and that was critical for that early stretch in the fourth, fam. A couple of our offense did get into a funk a little. We had a couple of shot clock violations. One of them was avoided when Hart, hit the step back. And his shooting has come a better way since All-Star break. But the rebounding has gone to another level. And also, before we give out Hart's grade, extra shout out for the 6 free throw attempts. Because tonight, man, we're going to talk about the officials a bit more later, but the free throws were slim pickings tonight because, you had to get decapitated for the referees to give you something. And he got 6 free throw attempts. He was 5 of 6, including, stopping the crowd from getting a free cookie tonight as well. Josh Hart stole their cookies tonight. He was 5 of 6 from the line. That was awesome. Yep, buzzer beater with the no cookies. 3 in a row. Hart's playing his best basketball of the season, and that's great. Great to see. Heading in to the playoffs soon, as well. And the identity of this team, sort of, Josh Hart, Jaylen Brunson, the Nova guys that, they embody the identity of this team, which is grittiness and toughness. You're never out of a ball game, and you're really, really hard to beat, fam. So I'm going to give Josh an A for tonight, man. As I said, he's really starting to find a groove in terms of consistency, especially running the break. His decision-making's been better. No turnovers tonight. Shout out. A for Hart. And that was the starting 5 who closed the game out, right? But now I've been looking forward to finally, giving some flowers to, to some of these guys who have been struggling off the bench. But tonight, they produced. Man, they produced like Deuce has been producing. Let's start with Alec Burks first, right? He's been the worst New York Knick since coming. Made some plays, hit some shots, and Alec Burks was pivotal to helping the New York Knicks get the lead back, because we did lose the lead, and that was a really dangerous part of the game where Brunson was off the floor very early in the fourth. The Kings came out the gate and scored the first few buckets. They went on a run, right, and got the lead back, but Alec Burks rallied and hit some shots. He was also getting to the free throw line. He hit a pull-up midi as well, and he was part of a 9-0 New York Knicks run to arrest the lead back and get it, and get the New York Knicks in a prime position to win this ball game, for Brunson to get back on the floor, right? So, not going to act like Burks has been great, because he hasn't. But tonight, man, he held us down. Shout out Alec Burks. You did your role, man. This is what we traded for you for. We needed you to hit some shots when Brunson's off the court. And in the nick of time tonight, it came late. As the New York Knicks needed that offense, it was sputtering. We couldn't buy a foul, like I said. So Alec Burks' numbers tonight: 18 minutes, he was 4 of 10 from the field, efficient, 2 of 5 from 3. Hallelujah. Alec Burks, the old Alec Burks, was back tonight, and 2 of 2 from the free throw as well. Again, stopping the crowd from getting cookies. 2 rebounds, but one of them was offensive. He was battling. 2 defensive as well. 3 total rebounds. 2 assists, 1 foul, and 12 points plus 13, team high tonight. So yeah, as I said, he was part of the 9-0 run to start the fourth, which helps him out in that plus minus, fam. But yeah, it was money time. It was critical that we got some good play, tonight, and these guys stepped up. Maybe, what do you guys think? Maybe he feels more pressure playing at MSG. Maybe I'm reaching, but I'm looking for, to see what was the difference tonight with Burks. I'm trying to look at, he looked more comfortable. It looked like he was playing with less pressure out there, which is crazy because this was a tight game. Maybe, he just been sick of his poor performances, that he just wanted to come out and, and finally, make something happen. Tonight he did. He had a nice synergy with Bogey out there as well, and the other lineups, too. So big time stretch in that game. Salute Tony, what's good? Great win. Nick Yak, Burks with a B minus. That's solid. And Buzzer's gone with a B for Burks. MJ Burks was back. Well, not quite MJ Burks. We know he can go to another level. Tonight was big money Burks. Actually, because he came up big late in the game. I'm going to go with what Buzzer Beater's also gone with, which is a B. for that role to be a plus 13, get fouled, hit some shots, just be decisive. He found a rhythm, tonight as well. And also the big three, it looked like it was foot on the line, but I went to the replay, and yeah, it was a good, three that he hit on the elbow to start that run as well. So yeah, man. As I said, man, could he be hitting some kind of rhythm? If we get more of this from Alec Burks, that'll be money, because we've still got 15 games remain. If we go 10-5, man, 50 wins, right? We'll be celebrating, heading towards the playoffs. That'll be a great milestone for these Knicks. Yeah, a lot of fans were starting to give up on the trade. There was doubt creeping in with these guys. The trade wasn't looking successful, definitely not. But I knew we traded these guys for a skill set that they could bring. Right, we just needed to see it. Hopefully, we get consistency with them, and hopefully, it starts now. Next man up, Bojan Bogdanovic, who also followed the lead of Alec Burks towards this game late. He hit some big shots. One of them was a big three, right? Big three to get the New York Knicks above water. And he went 4 of 11 in the 24 minutes. 5 rebounds. I thought Bogey was really active. His size, his length was also helping him reel in some rebounds and box out. 9 points, +7. 2 fouls, 3 turnovers. But the 9 points was big, right? We needed more bench production. As you look at Precious, look at Deuce, with not many buckets tonight. So it was Bogey and Burks that brought the offense, tonight, man. Exactly why we did this trade. And for that, I'm going to also give Bojan... Actually, I'll give Bojan... yeah, he rebounded. I'm going to give him the same. I'll stick with a B tonight for his role, right? For Bojan Bogdanovic. Came in, hit those shots late, rebounded. Now, still turned it over 3 times, so he's got to clean that up. He did miss some threes as well. He's got to clean that up. 1 of 4 from deep. I thought he rushed a couple of those looks, and he's still shooting them fairly deep. Like he's not shy to let it fly. He's not moving up to the 3-point line. Hopefully that starts to fall, because that'll be awesome. If the 3-point shot falls consistently soon for Bojan, and Burks we know can get into the mid-range area. But yeah, Bogey has been more of a turnover machine since coming here, but that's because he's been trying to make plays. He's trying to make things happen, which I get. But yeah, he's just got to play under more control as well. He has been getting blocked a little bit too, so that shouldn't happen. He's got a high release. Yeah, he shouldn't be getting blocked. But yeah, key stretch, 4 of 11, not the best night, but +7 in the box score and 9 points, man. Timely. So yeah, under league average, but he helped us out, with hitting some shots. The big three was a big one, tonight. So let's talk about the next man up, which was Deuce Miles McBride. How did you guys see his minutes tonight? Keeping the bench unit together, bringing the energy on defense as well. Had some struggles, so creating a shot tonight. Defensively, they were on it with Deuce. Davion Mitchell was taking that matchup personally early in the game. And Deuce, we did get a couple shot clock violations. The team was passing up some shots. Similar things that can happen on the West Coast, when you're on the road, the crowd's going crazy, the team's making a run, all of those things. Now, Deuce's numbers tonight, he was 0 of 1, 11 minutes, +2 in the box score, 1 rebound, 1 foul as well. So yeah, 11 minutes. Helped, obviously run the offense though, but didn't get an assist tonight. Didn't get on the score sheet. 11 minutes, played his defense. Not his best night from Deuce, but he's been really consistent for us. he's the lead backup point guard. And when other guys are hitting shots, it's just going to make things easier for Deuce. But he really wasn't attempting shots, so we do have to highlight that too. He only went 0 of 1, and I thought, they were really good defensively on Deuce McBride, right? So let's hear what you think about Deuce's performance tonight. I'm going to give Deuce a C for tonight. We know, he's capable of playing much, much better. But obviously we got the win still. And the bench unit produced offensively. He's gonna run into some tougher matchups. And he's not always going to score efficiently, but he's been scoring really efficiently recently throughout the whole season as a fact. And he will, bounce back. Right, we're going to need him against Golden State. As we talk about the next guy, Precious Achiuwa, also had some struggles offensively, but continues to rebound well. So Precious Achiuwa's minutes, tonight still adjusting to coming back off the bench. Obviously, since the return of OG, he was playing some of the highest minutes of any New York Knick. Precious was 20 minutes tonight, so he's going to be fresh in the run for the playoffs. Precious went 1 of 2, 50% from the field, got 5 rebounds, 1 offensive, 4 assists tonight, which is great. A block, a turnover, 2 points, +2 in the box score as well. So with less minutes, it's not easy to get in a rhythm, and he's still adjusting, to the bench role and reduced minutes, but rebounding really well, soft touch around the rim, and great to see 4 assists from Precious Achiuwa tonight. I'm going to give Precious a C+ for his performance tonight. Really critical part of the squad in terms of backing up and providing that energy and production off the bench. His length, is a deterrent. He held his own against Sabonis. Tried his best. It's a tough matchup. He's a little undersized, for Sabonis, but to still do what he did and rebound well in the minutes, credit to him. So that's the squad. Now we're going to give Tibbs a grade, and then we'll look at the road ahead and look at the results tonight around the league. But before we do that, Tibbs' performance tonight, man, he was irate. The officials, they were Wildin, tonight. He had to get explanations because he didn't even know what was happening. No one knew really what was happening tonight. But it was one of those games. Tibbs called timeouts, I felt, at the right times, to kind of steady after one of those runs, and get the squad back on track. And every time we really had a timeout, we answered. We answered the call. As I said earlier, we didn't really go down any more than 5 tonight as well, 5 or 6. There wasn't any point tonight where I was panicking. There was that point where you get a little worried with the Kings making a big run. But I wasn't really, panicking at all because, with Brunson out there, we felt like we were the better team still. We just needed to find good looks, execute, take care of the rock. I think there were some times we got a little out of control. But I thought Tibbs coached okay tonight, and we answered basically after all of that. The challenge call, he won one of the challenges tonight, the first challenge as well, so that's a tick. And we're 3 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. So got to go with the solid grade for Tibbs. I'm going to go B+ for Tibbs tonight, man. Keeping us on track. And we're rolling 3 in a row, 13 games back above 500, with a realistic chance now to go 10-5 and get 50 wins. Even if we surpass last year's 37 and we get 48, 49, I think that's going to be enough to get you 4th seed. Obviously, it's going to be close towards the end, and we're just going to have to wait to see some of those games in April are going to be hotly contested, fam. As we look at the picture now, Golden State Monday, then a 2-day rest before the final game of the West Coast trip in Denver, which is good to get a little bit of a break between Golden State and the Nuggets, right? So we're not too gassed for that final game, and hopefully we finish strong, man. Man, if we beat Golden State, which we have a really great chance, I think we can really head into Denver with super confidence, and just play with house money, right, and play our best basketball, right, and maybe sweep this West Coast trip, right. That would be surprising, but it wouldn't be shocking, because we're never out of it with this ball club. They're special. They never say quit. They find ways to win, even when they're not shooting the well from three. Even when they don't get the foul calls and they don't get to the free throw line, they still find ways, man. And I don't want to shortchange any player on this team right now, because they're all giving it. They're all. But I keep going back to the Villanova guys who have done it before. They've won championships in college. They've faced the adversity together. And, through stretches of the game when you think like, oh shit, we're about to, lose control of this ball game. One of those guys makes a play or two, and then we're right back in it. Momentum back on the Knicks, and once again. Well, so I mean, those guys are stars, all the way from Brunson, who's the all-star, superstar, down to Hart and DiVincenzo, who are stars in their role. You can be a star in your role, and help your team win. And this is a real team that we're rooting for right now. So yeah, man, I'm feeling high, man. Why not? Golden State, Denver. Let's sweep this West Coast trip now, man. We're 2-2. Momentum is a real thing, and then Brooklyn, Detroit, back at home before we head to the Six, and then the Spurs in Texas as well. So kind of a really great chance to finish this month strong as we head into April, and I bring that up now. Fam, April's more tough, right, to close this season out. But if Randall and Mitch are back, that just gives us the momentum right back. So we have the Heat in Miami, and then Sacramento at home on a back-to-back with Chicago, at Milwaukee, at Chicago, at Boston, and then to finish the season, home to Brooklyn and home to the Bulls, who those games might not mean as much. Brooklyn are going to be experimenting. They're tanking by that stage. As I look at the standings right now, and we pull that up, fam, smash that like button. The Knicks streets are buzzing. One of the biggest wins of the season, man. I got to put this in the top 10 wins of the season. After sleeping on it tomorrow, it might come into the top 5. I think for the what it means in terms of to get that momentum, especially on the West Coast trip. Still not all healthy yet. Guys still battling back and all of that. But no matter what, we still pulled it out against a very, very solid team. So the standings right now, as I pull that up, it's loading up right now. We've already got the playoff bracket. The New York Knicks in the 4th seed right now. If the playoffs were to start, we'd be facing the Orlando Magic. Not a bad matchup. I think when fully healthy, the New York Knicks win that one in 5 or 6. But without Randall, it's a real series. It really is. Without Randall, it's a real series. Without Randall fully healthy, what do you guys think? But now, critical win tonight. It gives us that 1-game cushion. We retain the cushion between us and the Magic. So big time. And then we pull within 2 games of 3rd seed, like Michael Drake in the chat's talking about, just 2 games back of Cleveland. No Donovan Mitchell for a stretch coming up. We don't know how long it's going to be yet. I think he's definitely going to miss a couple of games. He went on an interview. He also, I think, tweeted out that he came back a little too soon. He pushed it, and it's not really it's not really feeling great for Spider Mitchell. So the Knicks have a real chance with 15 games left to get these Cavs and get the third seed. That would be huge. Uh, the first thing we know, that would mean the Knicks could avoid Boston in the second round, right? So we play our best basketball. We can go all the way through to the Eastern Conference Finals and face Boston, right? If we finish fourth, then we're on a pathway to face Boston in the second round. So there's a big difference between fourth and third. But obviously, with health and and waiting for guys to get back, we're doing the best that we can. Michael's asking, big question, do you believe the whole team will be healthy for the playoffs, fam? It's tough to say right now, man. I really think we're going to be more healthy, which is still a plus. Randall, the tricky thing right now, he hasn't been cleared to take a full contact practice yet. So until that happens, that is the monumental, scenario that we're waiting on. Right now, I really have faith Mitch is going to be back and really healthy. He's just going to get back into a rhythm. But Mitch is running, jumping, taking contact soon. But Julius Randle hasn't, been cleared for major contact yet. So that's the biggest domino. OG's one. I think that's just going to be a little nagging sort of, soreness, maybe discomfort at times. But I think that's not going to, stop him from playing a big part in the playoffs. Maybe it might affect his rhythm more than anything. But what do you think? Look, Randall's a dog. He hates to miss games and he wants to come back, and help this team go all the way. And Randall's going to return the second that he can return. He's not going to be one of those guys that sits, out, longer than what's needed. Randall wants to play and he wants to, help us, fam. So, yeah, I would love to get Randall back with 10 games remaining. Maybe after these next 5, hopefully he gets cleared for the contact soon. I think Mitch will be back against Brooklyn or Detroit in about a week, more than a week. So that'll be awesome. And then it'll just be Randall. OG's still dunking, he's still defending really well. So I'm not worried about the elbow or the shot. I think that's gonna come with a rhythm. But yeah, health is the huge thing about this team, right? We can beat everyone except Boston, I think, without Randall and Mitch. But to beat Boston, we're gonna need Randall and Mitch for real. Nick Yak, shout out. Milwaukee's schedule is tough, and they will fall back to us if we keep winning. Yeah, let's put that energy out there as well, because these other teams have to face some tough games as well. We have to play Milwaukee in Milwaukee. We have a chance to really close the gap with that one as well, fam. So 3 games back of the Milwaukee Bucks, 2 games of the Cavs, but we get to play the Bucks, as well. Cleveland got to try to win without their best player. See, the thing is, Cleveland were successful this season by winning with injuries because they had Spider. But with Spider is the one injured now, it's over to you. Garland. What can he do? What can the rest of the squad do? It's going to be tough. Don't sleep on Orlando. They're not that far back from Cleveland either as well. If they're fully healthy, they've got the depth. They've got a really strong bench. They've got size. They've got a star in Banchero as well. Now Indiana, we're only 15 games from the end of the season. The closer we get, the less afraid of Indiana I am, because they're Indiana are 2.5 games back. There's only 15 games left. They've got to face some tough teams as well. And Halliburton's been up and he's been down. He's been inconsistent. And then we see, Philly in the play-in right now, fam. Philly dropping to that play-in, battling it out with the Miami Heat. How awesome would that be in a play-in game, fam? Philly versus the Heat in the first game to see who gets the seventh seed. The Bulls Hawks. The winner out of that will then move on to face the Heat. So if the Heat lose the first play-in game as currently, constructed, the Heat would have to play 2 games just to qualify and get that 8th spot, fam. But look, if the Heat played the Sixers with both, with the current teams with Embiid out, I think the Heat would have a great chance. I think Philly are really, really going to struggle, especially we don't know, how Embiid is going to look when, when he does eventually return, right? If he returns as well. Because, everything's still up in the air with a meniscus, with a knee. The guy's 7 feet tall, and he moves like a different kind of big. He does a lot of things that's needed, for that team. But we have our guy. He's healthy. He's here and he's balling out, man. 4th New York Knick in franchise history now to score 40 points in a back-to-back night, 40-plus performance, man. 45 last game, 42 tonight. Game balls, 2 statement victories. Man, I'm buzzing. Awesome, leader, awesome performance. Keep it rolling. That's all I can say. Right, momentum is a huge thing in sport. We've seen the Knicks go on 9-game winning streaks. We've seen us clear the hurdles sometimes and just keep rolling. Some of these games we didn't expect, to win. I felt like we would win against Portland, of course. Tonight I thought was more 50-50. They were healthy. We weren't. And we still won, as well, off the back of this man. I think this solidified all NBA, for Jaylen Brunson. Right, whatever team it is, first, second, or third. What a year, man, he's having. What a way what a way it would be to end the year, right? To be the first time All-Star and the first time All NBA in at the same time is amazing. And also, but look, he's all eyes on the playoffs because that's the biggest prize. Those other individual accolades are cool, but right now, last year we fell short in the second round, and that's not what Jaylen Brunson is used to, man. He's used to winning. Winning at all, right? That's the beauty of these guys, the Nova gang, and the mentality, the mindset of these players, fam. They're just used to winning, and for once, the Knicks have got it right in terms of Leon bringing in some of these friendly deals, but players that are stars in their roles, and they know what to do in crunch time. They get you the loose balls, the rebounds. They'll fight until they've won, right to the end. And I couldn't be more proud of this team because this season could have gone off the rails with the injuries, but every single injury, whenever it happened, the next guy stepped up. Firstly with Isaiah when Mitch went down. And then it was, when Randall went down, we got OG, we're on a 9-game winning streak. When Randall and OG went down, it was Precious Achua, and Josh Hart that stepped up at the 4, got those minutes, played undersized, battled. Isaiah Hartenstein continued to battle as well. And then when Brunson missed games, it was DiVincenzo, that stepped up and gave us 40-point nights. And just things we've never seen before, right? I'm still, in admiration of these guys, and everyone's just punching above their weight, literally. And we just need health heading in towards the playoffs, fam. And is Brunson a league MVP? Is a great question. He's not going to win it, of course, but I think on merit, he really has a case to be in the top five. I really think there's still a key stretch of the season to coming. Obviously, Embiid hasn't played enough games. And we really are as a team in that position where he deserves real consideration because we're a couple of games out of third. We finished the season in third with all these injuries. You could make the same case for Brunson as any other guy, I think. Obviously, Boston, they're 9.5 games clear in the East. Best record in the NBA. That's big, but show me the injuries that they've had. They've had basically, everybody healthy for the most of the season. He's playing with other studs, as well. Milwaukee, they've credit to Milwaukee. They've kind of battled back after that looks like they were going to go all the way down and slide. They've come back and they've holding on to the second spot, but it's close, man. It's 1 game back of third and just 3 games back of fourth. So 15 games remain. It's critical, right? This is a race. And we've made the right moves tonight. The trade paid off. Fam, Burks and Bogdanovich, welcome to New York. Welcome. They arrived tonight. B minuses, and they were able to help us pull this one out, right, with some shooting. The defenses still leave a lot to be desired for those guys, but if you play them in the right sample, in the right usage, that's going to be effective. Tibbs has to pull the trigger if the team's rallying or the team's needing shots. We could sub Hart out for a minute. We can get some shooting in, and then we can continue to mix and match. That's what Tibbs has up his sleeve, and I really like what he can do in the playoffs because we've got choices now. Precious can give you these minutes at the 5 and the 4 or small ball. OG can even play 5 with Randall. Too, fam. So that is really something to look out for. We haven't really seen the full squad in terms of when Randall and OG were healthy, and those guys able to play longer together. As we see there, OG start the game out. Nice baseline slam. So he's been active since coming back. The shot wasn't there tonight, but we're 15-2, and I like those numbers. When OG's playing, he does it on both sides of the floor as well. Yeah, and I think he's really going to get into that rhythm, right? But look, Brunson's been shooting amazing from 3. So's DiVincenzo, right? When Randall gets back, I think his shooting will still be decent. Let's not forget Randall's injury, dislocated shoulder, is his right side. He's a lefty, so it's not going to affect. It shouldn't affect Randall's shooting when he gets back. The only thing it's going to affect is his drives and physicality, rebounding and all of those things, too. But yeah, the numbers are insane with JB. It's just a disgrace that he wasn't voted in as well, as an all-star starter, right? When we look at what we're seeing right now, to think that the media, the coaches had to get Brunson in to be a first-time all-star is disrespect. Now, I said I would talk a little bit about the officials, but this is a great win. We know the officials stunk tonight. The Knicks shot 10 less free throws than Sacramento. They're all over the place. That's all I can say. Nobody knows what's a foul, what's not a foul. For one half, they want to let it really get physical. Then the second half, they want to start calling whistles. Brunson's getting hit on these drives, and he's not getting, the foul calls. And that's when the officials are bugging, because a mild-mannered JB, is someone who doesn't normally, get into it with the refs, but he's having to really make his voices, heard, which I'm glad he's speaking up, right? He's a real veteran in this league now and a real superstar in this league. I mean, it's time to to not even, I don't know if anyone even calls Brunson a star anymore. He is a superstar. Let's keep it at that. Because, yeah, 4th player in franchise history with back-to-back 42 nights, 40-plus nights. Helping this team, lead this team to a 3rd or 4th seed through injuries, battling through his own injuries as well. Yeah, I mean, what a sliding doors moment, man, when Brunson got his knee clipped, a couple weeks ago, and we thought we didn't know what was going to happen, man, but here we are, we're still healthy, JB's still healthy, and we're balling out. Man, he's balling out. There. So, yeah, there we have OG. Well, nice shot. Held them under 100 points. 4th game in a row. Fam. Just getting tuned up for the playoffs. Let's hear what Brunson had to say. Right, let me get the audio on this one, right? Yep, I want the audio on this one, and let's hear what Brunson has to say.
Anthony, what do those names mean to you in joining that list? Jaylen Brunson, the star of the game tonight once again for the Knicks. Jaylen, Kenny Albert, and Monica McNutt, congratulations on the victory. And I guess we'll be the first to tell you that you're only the 4th Knick in history to score at least 40 in back-to-back games, joining Bernard King, Patrick Ewing, and Carmelo Anthony. What do those names mean to you in joining that list?
A lot. Grateful, honored, but those guys have a bigger resume than me than I ever will. So, I mean, much credit to them, and I'm just trying to help my team win, that's all.
You're so humble, Jaylen.
I have my moments.
I need you, though, to put in perspective for fans watching at home just how physical this ball game was and what switched for you when you came back in after your first break in terms of leaning in and matching it.
Yeah, they came out with great energy. This place is phenomenal to play. I mean, their crowd is great. Much respect to them and their fan base. But I heard Knicks Nation out here too. But great place to play. There's a lot of energy. We had to just find a way. They came out, started playing well with a lot of energy, and we tried to match it. And we just made a couple more plays at the end.
Many heroes, Jaylen, for the Knicks tonight. Your thoughts on Isaiah Hartenstein, who battled throughout the evening with Sabonis? Yeah. Finished with 14 rebounds, 5 block shots.
Yeah, he's playing great. He always steps up to the challenge. Doesn't matter who he's playing against, and he's going to be himself. He's not going to matter what's really going on in the box score. He's going to do all the little things, and that's what makes him special.
All right, Jaylen, 2 wins so far on this road trip. What's kind of going to be the key to continue to build off of this as the team now heads to Golden State?
Yeah, rest up. Learn from what we did tonight. I can't keep turning the ball over like I've been. Give us more possessions and just continue to keep playing team basketball.
All right, Jaylen, congratulations on the victory and making some more Knicks history tonight.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, locked in. JB, locked in, man. Imagine where we would be if we had Randall healthy all season as well. I mean, and Mitchell Robinson as well, man. We would be, in running for the number 1 seed, right? I mean, there's a 9-game cushion, 12-game cushion, but we would be close. A lot of these games we dropped would not have happened as well. We would have been a juggernaut, simply put, fam. Absolute juggernaut, And I think, as long as we get guys back at the business end of the season, anything's possible. Right, as we're holding teams below 95, 90, 80, even, Tibbs has a lot of Tibbs guys, and we have even more to come back as well. The grittiness, the physicality of Randall and Mitchell Robinson, they're 2 of the most physical players on our team that we're missing as well. And that's saying a lot, because we have Isaiah, we have Precious, we have Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson, and Deuce, and some shooters off the bench. But yeah, to get the grittiness of Mitch and Randall back for the postseason, man, it's on. Man, no one want to see the New York Knicks right now. Even if they survive a 7-game series, they'll be banged up. They'll be dead after that. They'll be bruised. And I think Boston have to show that they can be healthy too. Kristaps Porzingis, we've seen that movie before. We don't know how that story ends with this season. But with KP, it's been a lot of injuries. It's been, he's injury prone, as well. So let's see, fam. But yeah, we're rolling as Brunson recorded the 40-plus night in back-to-back nights since Carmelo Anthony, 2014, and joins the illustrious Knicks.
Jaylen Brunson,
Joins Bernard King, Ewing, and Melo, fam. Yeah, as well. So, yeah, with Melo, I'm gonna get a chance to catch up with Melo. He's visiting my city next month as well. Melo's coming to Australia and doing a couple of events, out here as well. So that'll be cool. Stay tuned. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But tonight, man, the New York Knicks continue to astound. 2 on this West Coast trip. Jaylen Brunson on fire. Let's carry this into Golden State, and let's get out there with a dub, and let's sweep this road trip. Now, fam, as we're all buzzing, and the New York Knicks are a juggernaut to close this season. We just need Randall back, Mitch back, OG fully healthy, and he's gonna start to hit those shots. He's defending like he's not hampered at all, and gritted this one out tonight in 30 minutes, right? But Isaiah Hartenstein continues to ball, plays physical, hold us down in the paint, and Brunson's three-point shooting has been money all season. Defending well, getting into the paint. He's just a nightmare, man, to guard. Knicks Nation, we're 40-27 now. As we get closer to that 3rd seed, let's see what happens with Cleveland. But let's just keep winning, right? Let's just keep winning. Take this confidence into Golden State, and end this West Coast trip on a high, fam. But yeah, great night, late night West Coast edition of Knicks grittiness on Streets of Buzzin'. Smash that like button, and we'll see you post-game on Monday night against the Warriors, man. Soak this one up. Enjoy it, and let's go Knicks. Salute.